I'm sending my daughter to school in the Philippines next year. I spoke with Anne, who owns the Camp School of Play in Santa Rosa. Anne has her Master's of Education from Boston University. Here's her take on the state of education in the Philippines. What was your vision when you first started building Camply?
I used to work in a very traditional school setting. That was my first year of teaching. I worked in BSM, British School, Manila. I do-
Okay.
I worked there for a while. And then I saw how kids were just being kids, but they were learning a lot. Like we had a jungle gym, so they're practicing their gross motor skills. We had other ways of learning math, like we get rocks and it count up rocks in front of me. So I was like, oh, this is a fun way actually of learning. Like the kids are not stuck in the classroom. They're free to explore on how they want to learn. And that's why I was like, there's not much of this kind of style in the Philippines yet. I mean, now there are more play schools coming out. Like, I'm sure you've seen them online. I have my own son, and he's not the type who would want to sit down for a long period of time. Like, I need him to run around. I need him to explore. Like, he's the kind of kid who's very curious. So, if given the opportunity, the environment for them to explore, that's why that's my vision. It's really for my son also.
Can you just give kind of a high level overview of your experience in education? Because you said you used to teach. So maybe just like a quick summary of that.
Okay, so I took early childhood education in LaSalle. And then I took my master's. I took special education in BU. And then I came back.
What's BU?
Boston University.
Okay, right.
I studied there for a while, for 2 years. I wanted to try working there, but I had to come home because of my family. I tried doing special education. So I started working in therapy centers, but I enjoyed it. I learned a lot, but it wasn't really my calling. Like I really missed the school setting. So I went to ISM, International School of Manila. So I tried that school. It's also play-based, but they still have a bit of traditional, like the traditional setting.
Were you there as a teacher?
Not as a teacher. I was assisting a child with special needs.
Okay, I see.
Yes. And then my friend who she used to work in BSM, she told me that there was an opening. And this one was in more of a classroom setting. Like I'd be helping out different levels. So that's what I wanted to grow, because I really thought I wanted special education to really for me to grow in. And then I went to the school. I mean, I learned about special education more in an international school setting. And then I saw the play area. And then from there, I worked there for 2 years. Pandemic hit. I couldn't take online classes. It was so hard. It was really hard to teach kids online. Imagine 3-year-olds on a computer screen. It's so hard to get their attention and everything. I broke down how many times because it was so hard. My boyfriend then, before we got engaged, he told me, why don't you just resign and just make your own learning pod? So I decided to start my own thing, and that's how it started. And then eventually, I had this dream since I was a kid that I wanted to put up my own school. So I guess it took like how many years before it happened. So that's my credential. I mean, my life in general in terms of teaching.
And how long have you guys been operating now?
So I opened actually 2024. It used to be my house.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2024, but then I got pregnant and I couldn't do much because my OB also told me to be on bed rest. Then that's the time when you opened this year in a different space. So yeah, 2024. So it's been a year only.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about play-based schools?
Parents always think, oh, but they're just playing. Like you can do that at home. Like you can do that in the park. Their question is, you're paying so much for them to play. Okay. And then that's where we educators who really believe in play are trying to explain to parents, like it's just not play. Like there's so much science behind it. There's so much learnings behind it and so much benefit. So for example, the social emotional skills, you can't learn that in a classroom setting and then you're learning your alphabet. It's very different. But if you give them the space, you prepare the materials, the environment, you get different things from different kids.
What's your target classroom size?
I only have up to 8.
Oh, 8 to 1 teacher. Okay.
No, 8 to 4 adults.
8 to 4 adults.
So the reason why is because I want to make sure that we're able to target each kid. Like that's what my husband and I discussed. I mean, it would be good to have a lot of enrollees. But the thing is, if I have too many kids, I won't be able to focus on each one of them.
Sorry, did you say 8 students for 4 adults?
Yes.
Oh,
one
wow.
is an auxiliary and then 3 teachers.
Oh, one is security. Oh, you can play with the security too. So that's fine.
New Year Eve. She's the one who cleans the child.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
yeah.
And what's
So
the
yeah.
age that you're covering at Camp Lee?
I have 1 year olds, I have two, and then 3 to 4.
How would you say you guys prepare students to make that transition? I mean, like, because now they're going to go into school and they're going to be hit with books.
So we have opportunities for them to read. And we have phonics. I still can't learn phonics. I still have math, but it's presented in a different way. It's not like, in a traditional setting before, like we always had a schedule. Oh, 8 to 8:30, this is what we're gonna do. From 9 to 9:30, this is what we're gonna do. So it's really just a 10-minute quick introduction to the sound, to like whatever letter sound we have for the week.
Hmm.
And then it's gonna be exposed in different centers.
Can you walk me through just a typical day? Like, what time does it start, and then what time does it end, and then kind of just walk me through.
So for the Bambino class, it's only for an hour. So they come in, and then we have a tabletop activity just for them to get. It's like a little activity for them to have, for them to ease in the classroom setting.
Hmm.
And it's just for them to get used to other people and everything. So the goal for the 1 year olds is just really to be used around adults, because some parents, they say like, oh, she's not used to being with other people, with other children. It's not really for some for socializing, some for just for them to be comfortable. So yeah, so they enter, it's for an hour, and then just for 5 minutes. And then once everyone's in, we start with a quick circle time. I don't make it long because they have short attention span. So yeah, and I don't force them. If they don't want to sing with me, it's fine, because not everyone is not
Hmm.
everyone likes music, and that's okay with me. And then it's just around 5 minutes tops. And then after that, they get to explore the different areas. So we prepare different areas. We have the sensory area, the messy area, we have the painting area, we have the blocks area, we have the atelier. So the atelier, it changes every week. Like the materials change every week. So for this week, it's all recyclable materials. It's a good way also for parents to bond
Hmm.
actually with. So that's our 1 year old program, and it ends with a quick circle time again with goodbye, and sometimes with a story. And then the 2 year olds, the tiny tots. So it's a 2 hour program. So they start at 10:30, it ends at 12:30. So when they come in again, they have play. They play already, because I find that if you start with circle time right away and they're not calm, they're I don't know if you've noticed that some kids become jittery
Hmm.
for a while at the beginning. So it's good for them to calm themselves down first during play. So I really follow their lead. I don't have a set schedule. So I just follow their lead. So if I feel that they're ready for circle time, then I will do circle time. If I feel that they're more ready to do circle time at the end, then we'll do just an ending circle time. That's it. And then so they come in, we have the different centers already and everything. So sometimes we have themes,
Hmm.
but sometimes the themes are focused on the child's interest. It's really child centered. So they come in, they play and everything, and then the snack, they can eat snacks anytime they want, because I don't want to force kids who are not hungry to eat.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then after that we end with a circle time, and then that's it.
And sorry, do you provide food as well?
No, we don't.
No. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of work
Yeah.
already. And then so that's for the tiny tots, and then for the little types, it's just 3 to 4. So that age is from 8 to 10, so also 2 hours. So we start again. They come in, they play and everything, and then the phonics time or the math time is towards the end, because I find it that they're more calm towards the end of the class more than the
Hmm.
beginning, because they're able to release their energy already and their excitement and everything. So we end with phonics and a bit of math, which is only 10 minutes. 10 minutes of phonics and 10 minutes of math, but not together at the same, like on the same day. It's like a different day. So yeah, and then we end with a circle time and with a story. And then we just opened another group. It's called Vertical Group. So it's from ages 2 to 5. It's every Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m. That one is really for parents who need to for parents who want their kids to really socialize. So we just prepare the area. So it's like an afternoon school drop off. For example, you need to do errands and you want them to do something productive. So that's like our area.
What would a traditional school do for a
Oh,
kid that's 2 to 3 years old?
base it on my experience in teaching. Because my son went to the school I used to teach in.
Yeah.
Well, that was last year. But they usually start, like, example, 8. And then from 8, Like we have circle time and it has to end within 10 minutes. Like there are time blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really set. Like there's already set time. And then in traditional setting, you know how they don't give them much opportunities to play. It's always like 20 minutes only.
So what are they
And
doing instead? I'm only asking because I'm trying to think about, and I'll tell you what my daughter does every day, but I'm a little bit confused. So what do these schools do instead? They teach them how to read and write and stuff like that?
but it depends on the age. But yeah, they have writing. Some it depends on the school that you go to.
Okay.
Some where you inquire. Some they do teach writing. Some already teach phonics already, and sometimes it takes around 20 minutes. I guess it depends on what school you're gonna go to and ask about their curriculum. From my experience, it's usually like time blocks, like 20 minutes of phonics, and then you have recess, and then the next time will be like 20 minutes of math, something like that, or 15 minutes. And you have worksheets.
A traditional school in the Philippines, there would be like a curriculum.
There is a curriculum. So I also have a curriculum, but mine's emergent, so it's different. So there's some schools where they have a balanced curriculum, meaning it's traditional and progressive at the same time, and they put it together so that they give the opportunities to kids to, still do things that are outside of the traditional setting of the being formal. So they have like more opportunities to also play, but I don't know how long because I haven't been in a traditional school setting in a while. So yeah, and yeah, I think it really depends. So. But like actually just wanted to talk about my experience when I was teaching in BSM. I also didn't understand like how do kids learn in this kind of setting. Like I really didn't understand because I was really shocked because I was really used to being strict in a schedule and we have to do this. We have to do phonics at this time from 9 to 9:15. And then after that we have to pack up because we're gonna do story time. And after that we have to pack up and then so that was what I was used to. And when I went to BSM, I had to ask my teachers like how do they learn? Like, there's really no schedule. He goes, no, their schedule is really just circle time, play, and then if they have Mandarin, they have Mandarin. If they have PE, they have PE. Eventually, when I started immersing myself more and I started, staying, of course, the longer I was there, I noticed that a lot of kids actually eventually learned how to read. They're 3-year-olds.
What would you say the main difference, like this stuff confuses us here. I really don't think Canadians think that hard about early education, but there's like Montessori, there's Waldorf.
Yeah, Waldorf.
yeah, and then there's another one, Peref.
Reggie.
Yeah, whereas there's all these ones. How do you sort of see your school camply fitting sort of within those spectrums?
I'm a mixed. I don't want to say that I'm only Reggio inspired. I don't want to say that I'm just Montessori inspired. I've never tried Waldorf. That's something that personally, as a teacher, I don't relate myself with Waldorf. Yeah. So, but I also have a traditional setting. I don't tell parents like, oh, I'm really Reggio inspired because there are a lot of things that entails if you're gonna say Reggio inspired. You have to do all from documentation, from the observations and everything. As a play school owner, I want to make sure that I can show parents that this is who I am. I get snippets from different curriculums because I feel that it will work with a kid, but I don't want to just focus on that because I know a part of it will also like some Montessori style. I also like their style will work with me. So I'm like a puzzle piece, I guess.
Do you guys introduce screen time, letting them play on tablets and things like that?
So the screen time is only example. We had space. So I just wanted to show kids how the rocket ship will take off because I really can't explain. Like I can show them the toy and everything, but to see it in real life for them to start for them to talk, that's the only way. But it's only like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and that's it.
Screen time, I think nowadays is a very big contentious part. We try to limit it, but I don't know if we're making a decision on our own free will. It's just you have so much pressure from other parents. You get guilt tripped, and my daughter, she does play on the iPad with me sometimes. She's really good at Mario. Like her dexterity on that game is crazy. I think it's better than me. And then we'll play Mario Kart sometimes. Okay, so that's very interesting. Is there any resources that you recommend that they look into, videos, books?
Yeah, so I have this book. Actually, it's called Kristen Teo. She's an American writer. So her name is this one. Okay. So the titles, I'm not getting them ready for kindergarten. So it's kind of, it's like breaking tradition in early childhood education. So it's, she's a play advocate. And then I follow her also on Instagram. She is on Instagram. And then I have I also follow Millbury Preschool. It's in New York. They're graduate inspired, but the way I like the way they present the materials. And there's another one, When Learning Meets Play. So there are a lot of things that I follow, and even Reggio Emilia, I really like the way they do things. Okay. So yeah.
Your general views towards maybe like education in the Philippines, like any sort of thing that you want to talk about. Public education, could be Department of Education, could be private schools.
Filipinos actually, like what you said, they're very illiterate. So, and we're very backwards. That's what my frustration is with the Philippines. That's it. Like, that's my frustration with fellow teachers. We are trying to advocate childhood, like not to remove childhood at this very early age, because they changed kindergarten to just 8 to age 5. It is 6 towards 7, but now they switched it to 5 years old. Yeah, it's something that we are very worried about, because you're removing the innocence of a child at that age.
Why do you think those parents and faculty members, they think like that? Like, why do you think they hang on to this, the traditional sort of form of education?
Like, I think it's in the culture also in the Philippines. So we're very into academics. So I guess that's why it also affects the way some schools are. The schools just follow the Department of Education. And I guess the planning of the Department of Education, for me as a teacher also, we were saying that we don't understand if they understand the totality of a child, because they just keep saying, oh, lower the grade to lower the age to 5.
Do you think they're thinking, okay, the smarter our children are, the more they can pass exams, then the better jobs that they can have, sort of that kind of idea?
The private schools, no problem, but the public schools, we're actually illiterate. If you know, the Philippines really scored the lowest.
Like on your own language?
Which one?
You mean on Tagalog, on Filipino?
English.
On English.
The curriculum depends on the area. The program of like private schools are very different from public schools. So there's a discrepancy between private and public. The poorer areas, they don't really get that proper education. Okay. Because teachers lack training and everything. But the private schools have no problem because they have funds to cover their training.
Do you ever think about how artificial intelligence plays into education or just future of schools and things like that?
That's what we talked about. I just came from a seminar and they talked about AI. We said AI is actually a good thing. I mean, it has positive things. I'm sure it will not remove the teacher aspect. I mean, education, the teachers will still be there. Like, our jobs will still be there. Because it's really different learning in front of a computer versus being in physical setting.
Do you think kids even need to learn anything if one day they can just have something? I saw Meta today just came out with their new Ray-Ban glasses that they can control by, like, there's a band on the wrist and they can control by moving their finger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so do you feel like, it's still important to know the laws of physics and how to do a math equation, solving for X?
It's still important to know the basic stuff, like the basic things. I mean, AI, what if something happens, like there's a power outage and everything? Like, it's at least the basic, the how to do math computations and everything. I'm just thinking out.
Yeah, sure.
You need power to power those stuff. Like, if that disappears, like, what's gonna happen to you? At least if you teach them the real life skills and how to go about those things, you'll be fine. It's like a survival instinct or something like that.
So I've heard that the Philippines, the schools, the students scored among the lowest in, is it PISA, for the critical thinking component. Do you have any thoughts about that? And do you think play and these sort of things fit into that narrative of why that's happening?
Yeah, so we had in that seminar also, it talked about early years of early literacy from 0 to 4. She's a Filipina who's based in California already. Someone asked, how is it that we, coming from the Philippines, US is different from the Philippines, right? In terms of education and everything. So role-playing is a way of developing language. It's in a very natural setting. So she was explaining how play also plays a role in the development of language. It's not books right away. It's important that you're able to talk and to comprehend what the person is saying. You can read, but you can't understand. Like, that's a different thing. So that's what we were saying. That's why I think that PISA is Am I mistaken if it's for the public schools only?
Probably. I have no idea.
I'm not sure also, but I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
But that's what I feel, that the kids nowadays are not given enough time to play. And so imagine being put in a classroom setting when you're not emotionally ready to learn things. If imagine you're 2 years old and you're in nursery, or almost three and you're in nursery, and you're gonna start doing phonics. And what if you're not ready? Your brain's not ready yet. So yeah.
No one's ever learned anything that they don't want to. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed.